An estimated 27 million Americans have thyroid dysfunction. Up to 60% don't know it because standard care only runs TSH, and TSH catches severe hypothyroidism, but it misses everyone else. Here are 4 signs that consistently appear before standard TSH turns abnormal, and the 5 tests to ask for that catch what your doctor's basic panel doesn't. Before we get into it, I want to give you some context on the thyroid. Your thyroid produces T4, the storage form of thyroid hormone. Your liver, gut, and peripheral tissues convert T4 into T3, the active form that actually does the work in every cell of your body. TSH, the test your doctor runs, is a signal from your pituitary telling your thyroid to make more or less hormone. It doesn't measure hormone levels directly, it measures the signal. 2 problems with that. First, TSH lags actual thyroid function by weeks. Second, if your body isn't converting T4 to T3 well, which happens with inflammation, stress, and gut issues, you can have a normal TSH and still be functionally hypothyroid. This is why symptoms show up before labs turn. The 4 signs I'm about to walk you through reliably appear in subclinical hypothyroidism. TSH won't catch it yet, but the symptoms are already there. Quick context, I'm not a doctor, I'm a functional nutrition coach. I've watched a lot of clients arrive with normal TSH results and thyroid symptoms nobody was validating. Getting the right test changes the conversation. Let's get into the signs. Sign number 1, cold intolerance. Cold hands, cold feet, cold nose, even in warm rooms. Thyroid hormone drives your basal metabolic rate. That's how your body produces heat. When thyroid function is low, less heat gets produced. Your extremities get cold first because your body prioritizes protecting core temperature over warm fingers. This is a classic hypothyroid symptom that's documented in every endocrinology textbook. Warner and Beckett's review in the Journal of Endocrinology catalogs the thermogenesis mechanism clearly. Sign number 2, unexplained fatigue that doesn't respond to sleep. Thyroid hormone regulates mitochondrial function and ATP production. Every cell in your body relies on thyroid hormone for energy metabolism. Subclinical hypothyroidism produces fatigue that sleep alone can't fix because the cellular energy machinery is running slow. So check for these symptoms. If you're sleeping 8 to 9 hours and still feel exhausted, if you have morning fatigue, especially feeling like you wake up more tired than when you went to bed, or if you're feeling heavy or foggy throughout the day and coffee stops working like it used to. Ross's review in the New England Journal found subclinical hypothyroidism affects up to 10% of adults, and fatigue is one of the most consistent presenting symptoms. Sign number 3 is hair thinning combined with outer eyebrow loss. This one's highly specific. Thyroid hormone drives the anagen or growth phase of hair follicles. Insufficient thyroid function makes follicles enter the resting phase prematurely. Shedding increases and regrowth slows. The outer third of your eyebrows is uniquely sensitive to thyroid hormone. Losing the outer eyebrows is a classical clinical sign called Hertoff's sign. Old school endocrinologists knew it before we had lab testing, and it still matters today. So here's what to check for. If your shower or brush is filled with more hair than 1 to 2 years ago, if you have hair thinning at the temples and crown, if the outer third of the eyebrows are sparser or missing entirely, and even if you have brittle nails. Sign number 4, constipation and slow gut motility. Thyroid hormone directly affects gut motility by regulating smooth muscle contraction in the intestines. Low thyroid function slows gut transit. That produces constipation, bloating, and slow digestion. It's often the earliest gut sign of thyroid dysfunction. So here's the symptoms. Bowel movements less frequent than daily, feeling of incomplete evacuation, bloating that worsens throughout the day, and food feeling stuck. And here's the pattern I want you to see. Constipation leads to gut dysbiosis. Gut dysbiosis is a common autoimmune trigger. Autoimmune thyroid disease, or Hashimoto's, is the #1 cause of hypothyroidism in developed countries. The loop closes on itself. If you have 2 or more of these signs, cold intolerance, unexplained fatigue, hair changes, constipation, and your doctor tells you your TSH is normal, don't accept that as the final answer. Here's what to ask for instead. 5 tests, so make sure you write them down. Number 1, free T3, the active hormone. This is the one that actually does the work in your cells. Your body might not be converting T4 to T3 well, and TSH won't tell you. Free T4, the storage form. Together with free T3, it gives you the conversion picture. Reverse T3. When your body's under chronic stress, it makes reverse T3 instead of active T3. Reverse T3 blocks the receptors that active T3 uses. High reverse T3 with a normal TSH is a common pattern in chronically stressed people, missed by standard testing entirely. TPO antibodies. Thyroid peroxidase antibodies. This tests for Hashimoto's, autoimmune thyroid disease. If TPO is elevated, you have autoimmune thyroid disease. Standard TSH won't catch this until it's advanced. TG antibodies. Thyroglobulin antibodies. This is the second autoimmune marker. It's sometimes elevated when TPO isn't, but both together give the complete autoimmune picture. Get all 5 and make sure to ask for the actual numbers, not just normal. Optimal range and lab reference range are different conversations. For anybody whose antibodies come back elevated, meaning you have Hashimoto's, here's what the root cause work actually looks like. First, gluten. Molecular mimicry between gluten and thyroid tissue makes strict gluten elimination the first step in most Hashimoto's protocols. Second, gut permeability. Alessio Fasano's research at Harvard identified increased intestinal permeability as one of the 3 prerequisites for autoimmune disease. The 3 together are genetic predisposition, an environmental trigger, and a permeable gut that lets the trigger reach the immune system. Fix the gut and you remove one of the 3 requirements. This is the entire premise of what we do. And third is selenium. There's a 2024 meta-analysis in Thyroid, 29 cohorts, 2,358 participants. Selenium supplementation at 100 to 200 micrograms daily significantly reduced TPO antibodies in Hashimoto's patients. Selenium is required for the enzymes that clear thyroid oxidative stress. And fourth, stress and cortisol. Chronic stress drives autoimmune flares. This is where the cortisol work from my previous videos comes back in. If you have Hashimoto's, cortisol regulation isn't optional. If you take one thing from this video, take this. If you have 2 or more of these signs and your standard thyroid panel came back normal, get a complete panel. Free T3, free T4, reverse T3, TPO, and TG antibodies, and ask for the actual numbers. Standard care catches severe. It misses everybody else. If you want to start asking better questions about your own body and finally get to the root of your chronic health issues, make sure to subscribe. We're on a mission to help 1 million people get off symptom managing medication and finally heal at the root cause. Click subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you're looking for additional support, potentially working with our functional practice, click the link in the description to schedule a free consultation.